I'm Carol Iavana. The base closing commission may soon be
almost 20 million illegal workers holding jobs in this country. More companies are hiring illegal workers than ever before, and they're getting away with it. In fact, only 3 fines were handed out last year by the government. Michael Wild says that employers are just getting a free ride from the feds. He's a former federal prosecutor. He's also the mayor of Englewood, New Jersey. But Laura Reif disagrees. Laura is the co-chair of Essential Worker Immigration Coalition. And welcome to you both. Okay, Michael, let's start with you. How bad is this problem, and how much worse is it getting lately?
This has been on the books for 2 decades. In essence, companies are not being fined the way they used to. When I served at the U.S. Attorney's Office, there were employer sanctions that were there. Many would argue that it's wrong that the employers have to police the immigration papers of their employees, but this is what Congress sanctioned and asked them to do. And by not doing it appropriately, these folks are wandering through our country. We have to have a sensible approach. If you want to have a protected border and a policy that respects the immigrant nature of our country, we have to be sensible about domestic policy. And punishing the people that abuse immigration policy is the first line of defense when you have an inactive Congress that can't view or deal with immigration policy properly.
Yeah, I mean, Laura, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Terry. I just have to disagree. Employers in this country, as Mr. Wilds knows, in 1986 are required to verify employment eligibility of all employees, regardless of where they come from.
But they're not doing it.
The I-9 forms are done. They verify their employment eligibility and their identity. And I agree with the fact that there are a lot of undocumented workers that are in this country. But when you verify documents, employers are not the document police. They look at documents. In fact, they're not allowed to go behind those documents and
we know for sure, at the clients that I have in my immigration firm, we know for sure if a document is false or not. And you're right. A company shouldn't be subjected to forensics experts. But the fact is the companies are not adequately policing this. As a mayor of a city, we have scores of people who go to school at the taxpayer expense. Why don't we bring these people into the labor force? Let them join unions.
I agree,
Let's
100%.
clean up our house, and then we will look at a safer border and better policy.
You are an immigration lawyer. You probably can verify or not verify documents, but employers are not the document police. We have a really severe problem. We need comprehensive
Congress
immigration
has to address
reform.
it. I agree with one point, is that if they're not going to address it, Congress has to address it, and people feel that they can't sensibly deal with this issue because they don't want to face this issue in the face of terrorism. We are a nation of immigrants. We have to respect that policy, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we secure our border.
And Laura, the onus is on individuals if you're hiring household help or the like to verify the status of people that you hire. So why can't corporations be held to the same standard?
Absolutely. They are held to the same standard. Indeed, the I-9 forms, if you were to raid a lot of the major employers and look at their I-9 forms, they would not be fined or penalized.
But they're not raiding them. There's no maid police. There's no corporate police. People do this with impunity. It was only after they cracked down on the driver's licenses, after Muhammad Atta and these other characters were able to get real licenses, the greatest chutzpah of all, if you would, that things got fixed with motor vehicle licenses. We have scores of clients coming to us now saying we can't get our driver's license fixed. Well, you want to know something? The government should be cracking down on illegal aliens in an effective way. And 20 years ago, they told the companies to do it. If the companies don't do it, then they have to be forced to do it.
Immigration reform. We need to have reasonable immigration laws. After the 1986 law, we had no way for employers to bring lesser skilled employees into this country legitimately. We have a demand that's not been met, and so we have employees coming across the border. The laws are broken.
But we're not effectively stopping them. What we're doing by having 3 fines exacted against companies in the last year, we're sending out a message that you can get away with it because we need to focus our immigration agents at borders and with the guns. I'm sorry. You need to focus on both.
Or is the message that we have laws that can't be enforced?
No, the message is if you're going to put something on the books, you're going to enforce it, you're going to do it effectively in a way that reminds people that this is a country of immigration.
But there's 20 million illegal immigrants, right?
And they got to fix those people.
We have immigration laws that are fatally flawed. They need to be fixed. Senator McCain and Kennedy, Senators Cornyn and Kyle are trying to address that. The president himself has said that our system is broken. We need a comprehensive immigration reform.
Well, I agree with you there. I agree that these senators, they need to do their jobs.
Enforcement and legal immigration to deal with the undocumented and with the need that we have in this country. So immigration has to be on the plate. It has to be dealt with.
Okay,
Agreed.
finally got you two to agree, so let's leave it on that pleasant note. Thanks to you both, Michael Wilds and Laura Reef. Well, did $500 million invested